This is the NFL on EA Sports, and we join you from MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford. Today, a good matchup in the NFC. It's the Detroit Lions and the New York Giants. We welcome you, Mike Tirico, Greg Olson. It's Graham Gano to get this one started. And off we go from East Rutherford. Woo! He'll wind up getting this all the way to the 45-yard line. So that Detroit offense taking the field for the first time. Number 1 overall pick in 2016 leads him out, Greg. It's quarterback Jared Goff.
If he's going to lead his team to a win, he has to be smart with his decision-making. The last thing you want to do is give the opposing team an extra possession solely because you got reckless with the ball. As long as he is calculated with those risks, I think they have a good chance today coming out on top.
What a way to kick off a drive. That's a gain of 30 and another first down.
Well, it's hard to imagine starting a game much better than that. Great play design. You can tell all week they love that play to start the game, and, man, you can see why.
First down, and they stick with Gibbs. This time the sledding becomes a little more difficult. They're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage.
Brings up 2nd and 9.
From the 24 now, here's 2nd and 9. A toss to the right, and here comes Gibbs. And he'll be stacked up at the line of scrimmage.
He was brought down by Nikhil Hewitt. A gain of 1. Brings up 3rd down and
9. 3rd and 9. From the gun, it's Goff. To a touchdown. They mark him just shy of the goal line. That is a gain of 22, and it sets up first down and goal.
First and goal, Detroit.
You just can't ask for better protection than that, especially on 3rd down. Clean pocket, tons of time for the quarterback to work through his progression. And at this level, if you give quarterbacks that amount of time, chances are they're going to find somebody downfield.
Trying to push the pile forward, but he's not going to get in. They stop him up short.
I give that defense all the credit in the world there, Mike. And offensively, you find yourself 1st and goal from the 1. You have to find a way to get that last yard and put the ball in the end zone. There's no excuses to miss a touchdown here.
From back at the 2 now, here's 2nd and goal. Gibbs is in for a Lions touchdown.
Touchdown, Detroit.
Exactly the way they scripted this one. A beautiful opening drive, Greg. Able to find the end zone on the game's first possession.
And, Mike, the word that comes to mind looking at that drive is execution, and that's exactly what they talked about all week long. They wanted to come out early in this with that touchdown drive.
Now Jake Bates on for the extra point. It's up and through. And the Lions will take a 7-0 lead.
Giants, nothing.
So after the touchdown, it's Bates to kick this one away. It's a return. Here comes Calvin Austin. Nice job by the return team as he takes it across the 30-yard line. The Giants offense making their way out for the first time. They're led out by the first-round pick in 2025 out of Ole Miss. It's Jackson Dart.
You hear people talk about it all the time, and it's especially true, Mike, for young rookie quarterbacks, is just the speed of the game. They had a lot of success in college. They were probably the best player on their team, but just everything is faster. Everything happens with a little more urgency. The quarterbacks at the young age that can make that transition the quickest, everything else then tends to slow down.
A run with the man out of Purdue. That's Tyrone Tracy. And this will be a Giants first down as he'll get this up to about the 42.
And these are the explosive runs that open everything up. There's all this conversation about the value of the run game, but when you take a look at the best running teams, Mike, it's not necessarily how many yards they run for, it's how many big plays do they generate on the ground. And when you can generate big plays on the ground, it makes everything so much more difficult for the defense.
And he will be out of bounds on what will turn out to be the final play of this first quarter. We are through one. 7-0 is our score. More from MetLife Stadium after this. Giants football here to begin the second quarter.
The key to good route running, Mike, is deceiving the man covering you into thinking you're doing one thing, and then you change it and do the other. And in this case, he had the defender thinking this was a vertical downfield route, and then next thing you know, he gets to his break point, he breaks in, and that ball's put right on the money for a big pickup.
Taking off, he'll try to get there. And he will have a Giants first down. Able to convert, albeit not by much. They get it on 3rd and a yard.
3rd and short. We think this ball's expected to come out quick, but when all the receivers were taken away, he decides to make a break for it. He doesn't get a whole lot, but what he gets is just enough to move the chains.
I'll throw left side there, not going to find the target. Incomplete.
And their offensive struggles just continue to show up time after time here in this first half. It's going to be hard to sustain drives when you continue to put themselves in holes on these early downs like they did here.
2nd and 10. On the give, it's Scatterboot. And he nearly got free. But as it is, gain of 6. It sets up 3rd down.
It's a gain of 6. Makes it.
You know who's gonna find you? The more man fishing. Grandma wishing you the best, but it's hard to digest the sound of the attraction.
They'll motion their tight end Johnson. On 3rd down, here's Scatterboot. And he's going to have the first down yardage. The stop made at the 31, but a new set of downs. First down picked up.
That's another Giants first down. 1st and 10 at the 31-yard line.
2 minutes remaining. First half in a 7-0 game. We'll come back to MetLife Stadium after this. Here's 1st and 10. Out of the gun, here comes Dart. This to the right side, but it's going to wind up incomplete. Darius Slayton was the intended receiver. And it'll be 2nd down.
Let's make no mistake about it, Mike. I mean, this passing game, it just has not been very efficient here in the first half. I mean, they've produced more yards on the ground than through the air, and incompletions like that certainly aren't going to help.
He's got his man, that's Slayton. He'll get about 6 before he's taken down.
That's a gain of 7. Brings up 3rd and 3.
They've converted twice on third down on this drive. Now facing 3rd and 3. In trouble, and he's going to be taken down. The Lions call their first timeout as they'll discuss what's to come as 4th down is looming. Jason Sanders on to try the field goal. This a 48-yard attempt. Sanders' kick is good. And the Giants are on the board just before halftime.
So let's give the kicker some credit. Not only was it a really good save by the holder, but his ability to make that kick when the timing wasn't right is a lot easier said than done. So we're going to get to the sideline. Long snapper's got to do his side of the bargain here, and they've got to be better the next time out.
On the return, it's Williams. He's across the 20, taken down just shy of the 25. Jahmyr Gibbs and the Detroit offense set to take over again. So here's a 1st and 10 now. They'll start from the 24. On the ground to start, they give it to Gibbs. And not much there. He's back to the original line. No gain on that.
Great job by that linebacker timing his blitz. He didn't give any indication to the offense that he was coming, and he's able to get through that hole and take the ball carrier down for a loss.
They'll try again here. 2nd and 10. Williams in motion. On 2nd down, Goff. That's right side and brought in by Williams. 40 seconds to go in the first half. They'll come up to 3rd and 3. Out of the shotgun, it's Goff. And he will have the first down. The drive will continue after a pickup of 8.
He's in a really nice rhythm here on 3rd down. He appears very comfortable operating out of the gun, and he's able to find his man near the sideline, and he's able to extend this drive.
So from the 39, they come up on 1st and 10. Williams in motion. Brought in by the tight end, Sam Laporta.
The drag route. We used to say this is day 1 install. Every single offense in the NFL has this sort of route, especially for the tight end position. And depending on the speed and the run after catch ability of the tight end, sometimes it can lead to some of the biggest gains.
They'll come to the line now on 2nd and 2. That's right side and into the hands of Tismaw.
There's this misconception out there, Mike, that in the NFL you have to run the same amount of run plays as you do pass plays. And as you're seeing in this drive, you can fall on one side of that coin a little bit more as long as you're able to remain effective and efficient. So far, their passing game has dominated here early, and that last pickup leads to a first down.
He'll let this one go long for Williams.
I know it fell for an incompletion, but pretty impressive. He was able to push that ball really far downfield as he was being hit. Really says a lot about the arm strength that this quarterback has.
Try again. It's 2nd and 10. Back to the air, it's Goff. He'll take a shot here, back of the end zone. That's going to be incomplete. They took a third quarter. They trail by 4. A touchdown gives them the lead. Drive begins with 1st and 10. The drive will begin with a run by Scalaboo. He'll be taken down after a gain of 2.
It's a pickup of 3. Brings up 2nd and 7.
From the 29, here's 2nd and 7. Out of shotgun, it's Dart. He'll step up and run, and the rookie gives himself up there at the end. That's a sign of a guy who's learned it quick, picking up the first down.
And the Giants, first down.
Mike, this is great awareness by the quarterback manipulating the pocket. He feels the pressure coming on around him, but so often the soft spot is moving up in the pocket. That's exactly what he does. Takes off down the middle of the field, picks up good yardage, and a first down.
And he will not be able to turn upfield. They'll drop him behind the line.
You know, Mike, it's funny, when you're facing these really elite defensive linemen, sometimes it's easier to make them the read guy rather than actually try to block them. Unfortunately, they're elite for a reason, and sometimes they're still able to make the play like we saw here.
Out wide, that's Mooney. They'll get maybe 3 out of that one, and it's going to set up 3rd down.
It's pretty well read there defensively. Anytime you throw these quick passes to the wide receivers, you're looking to pick your gain up after the catch. So let's give credit to the defense. Rally and tackle in space and keep that to a pretty modest gain.
Operating from the gun, it's Dart. He'll let it fly. Deep ball for Slayton. That one is batted away. Incomplete. No separation that time. Tightly defended. It brings up 4th down.
I'd say one of the most critical elements of a dynamic offense, Mike, is how efficient are you on 3rd down. It's something these teams stress all week. Here's an opportunity to continue to extend this drive. The defense wins this time and brings up 4th down.
A fair catch called for, and beyond their own offense, getting ready for their opening possession of this second half. The lead sits at 4. So we'll try to add on to that. This drive begins with 1st and 10.
4 yards on the pickup. 2nd and 6.
From the 21, here's 2nd and 6. Laporta in motion. Throwing on 2nd down. Goff. That'll be caught. It's Jahmyr Gibbs. And a good job rallying to the football. Holding just a gain of a yard and sets up 3rd down.
Defensive coordinators preach all the time, play pass defense with vision. It's exactly the case here. They're able to rally to the ball, keep that to a short gain.
They go 5 receivers for 3rd down and 4. To throw is Goff. He's got his man complete. That's to Sloth. 12 yards on that hookup. Good for a Lions first down.
You can see this connection is just starting really to pick up. They're seeing the game through the same set of eyes, and that is the job of the receiver. What is my quarterback expecting from me? Where does he want me? Be there on time, and it leads to big gains like this.
So, points at a premium. Defensive battle so far as we are through 3. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Ball out to the 35-yard line as they come up for 1st and 10. Off the play fake, here's Goff. That one out wide to Gibbs. And he's out of bounds. Gain of 4. It'll bring up 2nd down.
It's a gain of 5. Brings up 2nd and 5.
Laporta in motion. On play action, Goff. Now pass deep for St. Brown. That is brought in. And they will bring this into the red zone. Big connection inside the 20. It's a big play when they needed it the most. To gain of 43 yards.
First and 10 at the 17-yard line.
And it's hardly an exaggeration when I say, Mike, that he's probably one of the most difficult individual assignments in the entire league. It's like playing football against that really good kid in your neighborhood. He's just hard to cover, and plays like this, it just shows how special he can be.
Going left side, and it's taken in by Williams. And he is out of bounds at the 2-yard line.
16 more yards.
That's a gain of 16 yards, and it sets up first and goal.
Big-time completion right there, and this isn't just a spot where they're trying to run the game out here in the fourth quarter. They were not only trying to pick up points, but they're trying to get in the end zone and extend this lead. So, really nice job here late. Let's see if they can put this one out of reach. Well, after being stopped for the 2, what do? I like throwing it. I don't like waiting till third down to air the ball out. So if they want to take a shot at the end zone, I think it's got to be here on 2nd and goal.
They'll try it again from the 2. 2nd and goal. One more time, they try Gibbs. And he's into the end zone. That might be the knockout punch. Jahmyr Gibbs. Touchdown, Lions. 2 touchdowns for him now on the afternoon. Good drive. They kept the ball. Greg, they moved it effectively down the field and finish it off on the ground for the touchdown.
So often, Mike, we see teams work on a great drive to get down here close, only to settle for a field goal. But in this case, give them a lot of credit. They put a great drive together, but they're able to capitalize and finish it off with 6.
Bates, good, with the extra point. And the Lions extend their advantage to 14-3. So after the touchdown, it's Bates to kick this one away. Austin now to return this. Across the 20, they'll mark him down before the 25-yard line. And that's where the offense will take over. Here's the Giants offense now. They get set to take over once more. We'll try to establish some tempo as they start this one with 1st and 10. Here's Dart. He gets that complete downfield to Slayton. And he will take this one in. 75 yards. Touchdown, New York. Greg, they are pecking away at this one now. Very big touchdown. Gets them right within reach of pulling this comeback off.
Well, Mike, at the very least, they've given themselves a chance, but can they get a stop and get the ball back again for a chance to go down and really make this one interesting?
2-point conversion.
They'll try to run it with Tracy. And he will get into the end zone. The 2-point conversion is successful. And game on. Lead is down to 3 here in the fourth quarter.
Not a real complicated breakdown needed here, Mike. In short yardage situations like that, if you have confidence in both your back and your offensive line, Sometimes it's the simplest plays that have the best results.
Now return coming from the 7. The Lions offense ready to get back at it. They lead by a field goal as they go to work with a 1st and 10. They'll start this one on the ground with Gibbs. Room to run at the 40. And he'll be taken down. And now the defense is going to take their first time out. Remember, they get an extra one built in with a 2-minute warning coming up momentarily.
1st and 10 at the 42-yard line.
They'll go play action with Goff. Going across the field, it's St. Brown. And he's taken down inside the opponent's 35. The defense uses its 2nd timeout here, and don't forget, clock going to stop when we hit the 2-minute warning as well.
1st and 10 at the 34-yard line.
They'll break the huddle. Coming up now for 1st and 10. Goff gives it to Gibbs. And he'll be taken down as the clock ticks towards 2 minutes to play. The Giants going to call their 3rd and final timeout, and they'll get together prior to the 2nd down play. Once again, it's Gibbs. And this takes him into the red zone. He's brought down inside the 20-yard line. A pickup of 14 on that one. 1st down, Detroit.
1st down. 1st and 10 at the 17-yard line.
Victory very much in sight now as they'll take a knee. Second and 11. Laporta in motion. They'll drop to throw. Over the middle, he's got St. Brown. And the Lions are going to have 1st and goal, trying to finish off this drive with a touchdown. Number 14 with a pickup of 14 and a 1st down.
And that 1st down should all but do it, Mike. With only one remaining timeout, the defense just can't stop the clock enough. Got to imagine it's victory formation, and we're a couple kneels away from this game being over.
So a win for the visitors, the Lions. They knew this would be a dogfight away from home, and they were right.